One day, this week, I was driving home from a great walk with a handsome young companion who might still be under a year old when I saw a billboard that proclaimed, "Discover why Jesus created you." Why Jesus created you. Okay. Good grief, I said to baby O. That is some confusing theology right there. These folks who've named themselves as the bearers of truth, some odd cousin Unitarians who believe that the one and only divinity is Jesus rather than God, and further believe that this omnipotent Jesus spent 7 days creating the world before he was born or something like that. It was really confusing. My travel partner had the wise and concise response. He said, "Da," which is his word for dog and reflects an entirely different theological view. He was clear, and that it was really all there was to say about that situation, and I had to kind of agree. The incident, though, reminded me that at one point early in my first ministry, I somehow became convinced that Buddha's birthday was in early December. I'm not sure how that happened, because false news wasn't even invented then. However, Buddha's birthday, which is a sort of squishy, kind of the way Jesus' birthday is from a historic sense, if it happened at all, was generally celebrated in April. So apparently I confused Christmas with Easter, which is not a really great thing to do as a minister. I do, however, know why it happened. I don't know how it happened, but I know why it happened. Because every year, between the gastronomical excesses of Thanksgiving and the full onslaught of Christmas, I always feel like I need a little Buddhist palate cleansing between the courses. Anyone else with me on this? Yeah. This year I feel like it's really needed. So aren't we all here continuing to tumble through an endless assessment of which end is up and what it really matters? I know for us on the staff, we've spent a busy week deciding how we're going to create these little stickers that we'll give people once we've figured out that they're vaccinated so that we can begin yet another protocol in this time. A pandemic seems to have no end. There are polar ice caps that are definitively appear to have one, and realization that we are living in this divided nation for the foreseeable future. And it has many of us truly trying to assess, as Sharon said, what is truly important. I suspect that the Great Resignation is as much about whether it's worth it to spend our life energy working as much as we are, as it is the wages as well. In other times, say 2019, one might have caught someone talking about the added stress of this season. I think after the forced humbug of last year, we might all be a little more inclined to welcome that, the buzz and the busyness. And still, isn't it important to reflect on what's in this season for all of us at the core? Yesterday, I saw a huge white blow-up Christmas llama. And then half a dozen blow-up yard ornaments featuring Jim Carrey. I want to be clear that I'm not immune. In a weak moment, I purchased a gift box for a Jewish family which featured different flavors of jelly beans for each of the 8 nights. I'm not quite sure why I did that, but it happened. Palate cleaning, I'm telling you, it's a good idea. The Buddhist tradition, as it's practiced in this country, is an amalgamation. It's a bit like the Jesus who created you and me, apparently. Yet its practitioners do offer deep wisdom from which we can all benefit, and I want to invite us all into that richness today. We have the 12 days of Christmas, the 8 nights of Hanukkah. It seems reasonable that we could have at least half a dozen truths from the Buddhist tradition to keep this all grounded and real for us at this time. So I'm going to invite us to take a moment and engage together in a version of the Buddhist metta contemplation as led by Melvin Escobar of the East Bay Meditation Center. I invite us to settle in, to find our breath, to ground ourselves in our space, to feel the chairs, the couches, the concrete, the rugs beneath us. May I be safe and protected free from inner and outer harm. May you be safe and protected, free from inner and outer harm. May all beings be safe and protected, free from inner and outer harm. May I be happy. May you be happy. May all beings be happy. May I support the practice of loving awareness. May you support the practice of loving awareness. May everybody support the practice of loving awareness. May I be free from ill will, affliction, and anxiety. May you be free from ill will, affliction, and anxiety. May all beings be free from ill will, affliction, and anxiety. May I love myself as I am. May you love yourself as you are. May all beings love themselves as they are. May I be free from suffering. May you be free from suffering. May all be free from suffering. May I find peace in an uncertain world. May you find peace in an uncertain world. May all find peace in an uncertain world. May I find ease on the middle path between attachment and apathy. May you find ease on the middle path between attachment and apathy. May all beings find peace on the middle path between attachment and empathy. If we come into the season from this place, a place which acknowledges our individual needs and also how much we need us all to thrive, for each of us to thrive, what do we really want? Well, connection and love is one thing. This year, as I said, few of us can take this for granted. Perhaps that means that we let go of unrealistic expectations for those who are nearest and dearest to us, including ourselves, and just let the gifts of being together be the focus. What do we really need? Well, to be at peace with ourselves in the spirit of the second candle of Advent today, accepting where we are in life, who we are in life, and being compassionate of those parts of ourselves we're still striving to improve and change. As one Buddhist author pointed out, she was shocked to read in the teachings of the Buddha that care for oneself has to be the basis of all else, even the behaviors of bodhisattvas, the enlightened ones. What do we really need? To feel as if we're making a difference. Perhaps this is by sharing your Christmas in some way. I was struck yesterday as I was here doing some work of what a delightful messiness and disorder there is around our Gilmartin building, where we have so many containers to receive things to give to others during this season. And there are, of course, ways that we can also donate to help others as well. Giving your time in this season can also feel particularly rewarding. What do we really need? Time to savor what we have? Is it really about the perfect menu for the family gathering? Is it worth spending time with the people you love, that you would have given anything to spend time with last year and truly being present and aware for them? There's time that we have if we're not too busy clicking through all the ads that come into our emails this time of year, looking at all those 20% off, 50% off, 70% offs, all those little enticements there. These quieter days and darker nights are perfect for just simply standing beneath the stars or taking a drive to look at the holiday lights and llamas. Yeah. What do we really need? To be and to have those we love be free of suffering. In a year, in an era when the nation has lost over 600,000 people to COVID and 100,000 to opioid-related deaths, when others are dying simply because of the impacted medical systems, to have ourselves and those we love free from physical suffering is a real and true gift. And with this spike in anxiety and depression, we would also celebrate any day when we're free of those emotional and spiritual forms of suffering as well. These are important for us to get our desires into manageable measures. What do we really need? To be present to what is important and feel the abundance that is truly all around us every day. If you're having any issues trying to get in touch with that, that's one of the focuses of our Breath and Spirit gathering next Saturday. And all of us know that one way to really begin to move from a view of the world as being scarce to a view of the world of being abundant is to silence our inner critic, which always seems to want to go on the side of scarcity. So, as Sharon said, let our presence be a present this year. In times when there is so much for us to hold, obtaining these sorts of gifts may seem really improbable. Why even try? We might ask when things are getting complicated again and there are new variants and there's climate change and all these things. But climate activist and Buddhist practitioner Joanna Macy said, "Since the outcome is uncertain, we have to enjoy doing something exhilarating and useful, even if we're not certain how it's all going to work out." Connection and love, to feel as if we're making a difference, to be at peace with ourselves, time to savor what we have, and to know that we and those we love are free from suffering, to be present to all of this abundance of life with all its beauties and all its imperfections. Those might be the only gifts that we need this year. In this season, fabulous and fraught, may the recognition of the font of every blessing be our love song, and may we rejoice in the brightness of our morning stars and the continued rotation of the world around these last days of 2021.